Crunchy, bold, irresistible. Habit crispy fried chicken skins brings the heat with real chicken and serious flavor. Low carb, high crunch. Snack smarter, snack habit. Find it now on Amazon.
Craving something sweet, savory, and satisfying? Kuya Arnel's cooked sweet pork sausage is your new go-to. Fully cooked, perfectly seasoned, and made with love. Just heat, serve, and enjoy. Available now on Amazon. Taste the tradition.
Welcome to Why Did You? A podcast that celebrates the inspiring journeys of Filipinos across the globe. From mastering their expertise to overcoming powerful life experiences and succeeding in business, entertainment, sports, music, acting, and politics. These stories are filled with resilience, hope, and unstoppable Filipino spirit. In today's episode, we shine the spotlight on Grace Orbon-Emmelot, a Filipino photographer and multimedia artist whose lens captures more than just moments. It tells stories of identity, migration, and belonging. From her creative beginnings in the Philippines to building her career in Norway, Grace has used her passion for photography to document life across cultures and continents. Grace is not just a creative, she's a storyteller, a cultural bridge, and a true example of Filipino resilience and global excellence. So sit back, be inspired, and join us as we ask the question, why did you, Grace? Kumusta ka na? It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been years, 2 decades, I guess. Not 20 years, more than
Oh
20
my,
years.
I think it's more than 20 years, and I'm so glad to see you and your creations, photographs mo. So please tell us something about yourself. What happened to you in the past 20 years? Go ahead, Grace.
For the past 20 years, oh, that's a long story. I moved to Norway not very long. Actually, I've only been here for 3 years, but I visited Norway. No, not 3 years. Sorry, I'm bad with math. I moved here 2021 officially, but I've been here in Norway 2019. That's the first
Okay.
time I've seen the country, But before that, uh, the life in the Philippines, I'm before I moved here, I worked in a corporate company, like a global company, as a multimedia designer for
Grace,
eight
before we
years.
go there, saan ka pala nag-aral ng college mo?
Oh, I went to UE, Caloocan. So,
Oh,
sobrang lapit.
okay. Anong course mo
So,
doon? Fine arts?
yeah, no, I graduated AB Communication Arts in
Ah,
2000.
okay.
2000. Imagine that's 28 years ago.
Ay, tagal nun. O sige, hindi na tayo magtatanong doon sa Asia. So, UE ka pala,
Well, this
multimedia. No, AB pala,
like,
oo. Where did you work?
well, it's actually I really want to take up fine arts pero I took up communication arts. I was lined in marketing and branding industry. So,
Okay.
while working in the corporate,
Uh-huh.
mahilig na talaga ako sa visuals So, I don't know, accident lang talaga yung pagiging photographer ko kasi it started as a hobby in
Okay.
2009, if I remember. And then, the only reason why I ventured into photography, it's because I need a creative outlet. Already started a family at that time. And, of
Mhm.
course, as a business mom, parang it's hard to find a creative outlet, right? So, photography is something that I can do anytime. You just grab your camera and just shoot.
Ano
So
yung
that's
unang
how
camera na ginamit mo, Grace? Yung sinasabi mong you started the photography?
it's a Canon.
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 Okay.
Oh my God, 60, di ba? I
I
think.
know,
I
eh.
forgot.
Sorry, I'm sorry about this. Babalikan talaga natin yung mga past, like the camera. Kasi, yun ang maging best friend mo eh. Go ahead. So, it's a Canon camera.
So parang, um, it started as a hobby, and then I realized na when I was shooting, dun ko lang na-explore yung photography, na parang, oh, I want to do this and that. So I started uh, investing on my gears, no? So, mahal ang photography, di ba?
I know,
Mahal
it's
ang
very
gears.
expensive talaga. Ako rin gusto ko rin yan, pero I can't afford it.
It's so expensive. So what I did back then was every time I have a shoot, I invested on equipment. And then that's when I started going to workshops to learn the photography, because I don't have formal education in it. I just know that I want it as a hobby. Pero parang I want to elevate, what I know. So I tried joining a lot of workshops, tried to connect with other photographers.
Di ba? You have the interest and you have the passion. It's a good. You have the fuel na to burn the fires.
Yeah, but it's still hard, no? Because at the time, having a corporate work, medyo, of course, in family, it's very, let's say, a lot of work, balancing everything. But then, yung photography has become my to go to, like, sabi ko nga before, every time I am asked what do you do when you photograph, things or people or portraits or weddings or whatever? Sabi ko, there are two things na I'm feeling at the moment when I shoot. It's either I'm super happy or I'm super sad.
Oh,
So,
both extremes, ha?
kasi dun lalabas yung yung, I think yung feelings mo when you hold the camera while shooting, it extends to your work, to your output. Diba? So, when I'm super happy, you can see it in my photos, no? Also, I consider myself as a portrait photographer. I love taking photographs of people. For me, that's interesting. Yung photograph, they say nga, can launch, 1,000, a picture can launch 1,000 feelings or emotions. So,
Yes.
I think that's how I see it. Yeah.
Grace, growing up in the Philippines, did you ever imagine that one day you'd be behind the camera, not just taking photos, but capturing stories around the world? Like you said, you'd like taking pictures of people. What was the first photo you took that made you feel, this is who I am?
Oh, that's a heavy question, no?
We grew up in the Philippines, and then you imagine one day you're behind the camera, but this time it's like global, international ka na. Like you're in
Yeah.
Norway. Of course, that's a different setting. What was the first photo you took nung nasa Norway ka, and when that made you feel, this is who I am?
Oh. If I've ever thought about me being a photographer when I was little, I really don't have any clues, no? I just know I like to create things with my hands. Yeah, I never really imagined being a photographer, no? I think I bumped into photography as an accident, like just trying to find my way in the creative, journey or the creative sphere. But I never really thought of, okay, I want to be a photographer. Hindi ko talaga siya naisip, no? And then, of course, when I moved to Norway in 2019, that was the first time I
2019.
what's the first photograph? I think, of course, from the plane, nakikita mo na, kita ko na kaagad na parang, wow, you only hear Norway in the, in the internet or in pictures, like yung mga postcard pictures of Norway, But of course, just being on the airplane. Actually, this is not my first country in Europe. Galing na ako ng Rome noon or ng Italy, and then went to explore Norway.
To Norway, is that where you met the handsome husband?
No, I think it's nice to give a little background of how I moved to Norway, because
Yes, go ahead.
the reason why was because of my husband, because my husband lives in Norway, no. But
Okay.
before that, way back 2019, I was doing a photography in Singapore, and that's where I met my husband, no, in Singapore. He was backpacking, and I was on location shoot, no, out of the country shoot. We just had a conversation about photography, and we got so interested with each other because we have a common denominator, which is photography. My husband
Nice.
is also a photographer,
Wow.
and we talked about cameras and everything. And then after my shoot in Singapore, we met again in Bali, Indonesia. Kasi my next shoot after Singapore is Jakarta. Siya naman, he's traveling to
You're
Bali.
everywhere.
So after Jakarta, he invited me to go to Bali. And I realized, okay, he must be nice kasi, magaan yung loob mo. And we're just talking about camera and photographs. We've been showing each other our works. And he's very new to wedding photography. So
Okay.
I think he got really interested with the conversation with me, like, because he thought I was so young. Asian, yeah, they think we're very young, and actually I'm older than him, no? So
Talaga?
we met, yeah, we met again in Bali, and then from there, he went back to Norway. I went back to the Philippines. When he went back to Norway, he got curious of the Philippines. So in less than a month, I think barely 3 weeks, he decided to go to the Philippines. I brought him to El Nido because, to show the Philippines, pupuntahan mo yung talaga magandang lugar. And
The
I think
best place. The heaven on
he
earth.
he likes the beach and water. So we went to El Nido and we explored the country and then went back to Norway again. And then after 5 months, ako naman yung pumunta in Europe. We planned actually to ano yung way para magkita kami ulit. So I talked to my aunt who lives in Rome. He has a wedding shoot naman in Tuscany. So again, we meet in Italy, and then we flew together in Norway. So that's my first experience of Norway. And then
Wow.
in 10
Imagine
months,
that.
proposed.
The love story. Hold on lang ah. The love story that was created inside the lens. You have common denominator, which is camera, clicker, di ba? I mean, unofficially, nag-date kayo because you're everywhere. Like kayo magkasama. So, shoot. Yeah.
The photo actually paid way of us knowing each other. In 10 months, he went back to the Philippines now to meet my family, my kids. And then he proposed, and then that's the start of the journey, trying to make me eligible to move in Norway. So it was never a plan. It happened just like that because we want to be together, or he wants me to be with him. But of course, for him, I think it's a big question when he asked me if I want to move to Norway, because of course he's a little bit doubtful. Filipina coming from a tropical country, a very warm country, going to Norway with an extreme cold weather. He's not sure if I'm going to like it here.
But I
Diba?
think you're going to like it. Kasi, love yung love story. That's why, bundle up ka lang, okay na, mainit na di ba? But the love story is there. So, how romantic naman ng how you guys met and how it started, di ba? So, hindi na, sa tingin ko, hindi na Canon yun, no? Yung camera na yun, iba na.
No, when he met me, I'm using Fujifilm.
Oh, tinan mo, di ba? A good brand, Fujifilm. Ang galing ng love story. Same interest, same hobby, same passion. So, doon mo talaga makikita yung mga taong katulad mo. I made a little research that you met big people or giants in the industry, like Ricky Lee, Eddie Garcia, Jen Arcelia. If you had to freeze just one moment from those encounters in your memory forever, which would it be and what did it reveal to you about your own journey? Kasi lalaking mga tao nito eh. They contributed a lot in the entertainment industry like the late Eddie Garcia or the General Luna Jen Arcelia and Ricky Lee. Could you please tell us your moments with them?
Well, with Ricky Lee, reason why I was able to have the opportunity to do his portraits is because I'm actually one of Ricky Lee's script writing workshopper. I
Oh,
attended
okay.
his workshop way back in 2002. So it's been a long
Uh-huh.
time, 2002. And from there, actually, before being a photographer, ang first love ko talaga is to write. I want to be a
Oh, okay.
writer. So I actually joined his workshop out of 6,000
Ang galing ng mentor
aspirants.
mo, no? Galing
We
ng
were
mentor mo.
able to,
A legend.
I was, be part of the lucky workshoppers who joined the 14th workshop of Ricky Lee. So,
Uh,
though I didn't end up as a writer or as a script writer, it's a privilege and an honor to be part of his workshop. I've always asked yung assistant dati ni Ricky Lee na si Kuya Jerry na, Kuya Jerry, I want to photograph portraits of Sir Ricky. And so,
uh,
and then, one day, he asked me like, oh, are you available? Kasi maglo-launch si Sir ng bago niyang novel and he needs photographs. And I said, yes, of course. He's very humble, very talented. He's known for being that, with my decisions. We were just talking while I'm taking his photograph. And I'm so happy kasi yun yung parang feeling ko na-captured ko yung in-between moments of our conversation. And yung photographs na nakuha ko from him, very natural. I'm so proud. Isa yun sa mga hindi ko makakalimutan na shoot because yung background niya na ginamit namin dun sa portrait shoot, those are actually discarded scripts na binabasa niya. Kasi marami siyang binabasang script eh. So, I actually asked his assistant, sabi ko, do you have like mga papers ni sir na hindi niya nagagamitin na to be thrown reference lang, no, when he reads scripts. So, yun yung ginamit namin as background. Yung lumabas dun sa shoot, happy ako. And I think happy naman siya because he's been using that photo in so many things, no? Sa libro niya, sa mga events niya.
ang
Yun.
galing. A work of an art that is full of love, creations, and
Artistry.
letters. Yung buong mundo niya is covered with words, not only words, but words that came from his heart and from his mind, through his imagination.
Yung mga script na yun, or yung mga obra na nandun, na nasama namin, are mga students yan na umattend ng workshop
Okay.
or which is like the manifestation of him being a teacher.
Let's go naman to Mr. Eddie Garcia, the late Eddie Garcia. Una mong naramdaman nung katabi mo siya, habang kausap mo siya.
Actually,
Yes.
nahiya ako. Kasi, alam mo yun, nakaka-starstruck pala, no? Pag in your head, you're thinking, oh, this is, napakagaling na actor and also director, no?
Napakagaling talaga.
When I was directing him for the photo shoot, I only have a window of 2 hours to shoot Eddie Garcia. So, may funny story pa yan kasi yung assistant niya, nakalimutan niya yung tamang costume. So, we have to wait. Nakapag-set up na kami, everything is ready. So, just to fill in the gaps, si Eddie Garcia, kailangan niya maghintay for the costume, right? So, pero nung sinushoot na namin siya, is very nice. Nakakatawa kasi parang akala ko ma-intimidate ako kasi director din siya, di ba? So, tas ako ngayon nagbibigay ng director. Pero he was very cooperative, no? he would listen to, okay ba to? He would consult me, which is, I feel like, oh, he's given me the command to direct him. So it went smoothly, very short, but then I think we were able to get the shoots. I was able to get the shoots, so
Everything.
I'm happy.
How about the great actor John Arcelia? Ito, ang
Oh,
mapakagaling nito. Kasi napanood ko itong movie na to eh. Ibang klase siya talagang umarte. Yung
I think that movie,
character, no? Galing.
sinut na I was given the opportunity to shoot behind the scene of the movie General Luna. Of course,
Mm.
nobody knows na it will be big, 'di ba? In the cinema eh. Nobody
Mm.
knows that.
Mm.
I was just lucky because I'm not the only photographer who was hired for the behind the scenes, no. Actually, anim kami.
Mhm.
I was given the privilege to be part of it. And yes, he's very talented. What's nice about the General Luna, just a few months after the film, he organized a photo exhibition in the Philippines. It was the gathering of the six photographers na nag-captured ng behind the scenes. So, to be part of a very good film, I think.
Wow,
Because
congratulations. Mga big names sa industries, kilala ka, nagkaroon ka ng moment together. Whenever you shoot those camera, whenever you click it, it's already a history. As soon as you capture those photos or images, kahapon na yun or nakalipas na yun. Diba? But you captured at the right moment, with the right time, at the right light, at the right angle. Doon ako talaga humahanga sa mga photographers na katulad nyo eh. Carb DM lang, seize the moment. Talaga, pag shoot mo, kuha mo lahat in just one frame, in just one square area or rectangular area. Nakuha mo yung life. Grace, hindi ako makapaniwala na syempre, sabay-sabay tayo lumaki, but you're a big name when it comes to a photography industry.
hindi
No?
naman, no? To be honest, no, I really don't consider myself big time whatsoever. But
Mm.
I think I'm just with a few stints that I was able to capture special photographs for me and for other people.
I admire your photographs because when I check your Facebook or Instagram account, I said, how did she get this? Like perfect moment eh. The lightning, the landscape, the timing, everything. You could feel the emotions through those photographs. I want to learn also how to shoot, but I don't know. I think I have the interest, but I don't have the talent. So I hope one day I could do that.
You said something about you want to learn, but you think you don't have that, the talent. But I think everything can be learned, even if you're not creative. You just need to find your soft spot, yung tinatawag nila, no? Because like what I've said, no, I was not born a photographer. I just learned it. It just happened na yung desire ko match with the skills, no, that I was able to gain through the years, no. So nagmatch lang siya eh. Pero of course, ang daming mo kailangan pagdaanan, kailangan
Oo
mong
nga.
matutunan, no. And sometimes sometimes kahit na andun yung perfect moment, you can't just alam mo yun, hindi mo talaga masabi eh. You need to be there, you need to be present. Ang daming kilalang photographer ngayon or creatives. Di naman sila ganun ka-talented, no? Pero they were there at the right moment. So,
Oo nga.
maraming factors, but I don't think it's too late to learn if you really want to learn it.
Thank you, Grace. Thank you for those kind words. Bigyan mo ako ng mga tips, okay? You have to tutor me about those tips pag may time ka. One day I will try my best na makabili ng kahit murang camera lang and then mag-start ako mag-shoot. Thank you for that. Grace, you're in Norway. I believe that the Filipino community or you did something like a contribution to the Filipino community there. What is that? Could you please tell us about it?
Um, well, I think what's not talked about when Filipinos move abroad is that it's very challenging, no? Whether you're a creative or you're not a creative, it's very challenging when it comes to trying to find your tribe, yung tinatawag nila, di ba? Or your group of people with the same interest, di ba? That's the first thing I did, try to look for group of photographers or creatives, artists, whoever has the same interest as me. So, lalo na dito, konti ang population, ang konti. We live in the countryside. So, walang masyadong Pinoy. Kung meron man, they all live in Oslo. So, what I did, I met a few people along the way. I was lucky, again. Someone from the Philippine Embassy asked, like, oh, can you submit, like, a few of your works? And check, if we can feature you as an artist. Meron activity ang Philippine Embassy that they feature Filipino artists, no? But there was one friend of mine na ni-recommend ako dun sa staff or sa official ng Philippine Embassy, and she messaged me and asked if I'm interested to feature my work. So, nung pinadala ko sa kanya yung mga photographs ko, she said, like, oh, you can exhibit your works here. So, actually, dapat 1 month lang yun, pero it lasted more than a month. That exhibit, ang dami kong nakilala. I was able to connect with other photographers. I was able to get clients from there. So, it was a nice opportunity. And then, last year, I was approached by a few Filipino asking me, like, hey, maybe you can set up a photo exhibition and we can propose it to the organizer to have a photo exhibition. So, it's an all-Filipino photo exhibition. Kung meron bang event na naging ganon in the past, so sabi nila wala pa. So, it's the first... Wala pa.
That's
It's the
nice.
first... Yeah, it's the first Filipino photo exhibition coinciding Independence Day celebration in Oslo, no? So I'm so very happy. Naiyak ako after the event kasi parang I never anticipated the reactions of the people na natuwa sila. Sabi nila it's something different. They were able to see the works of different Filipino photographers, and we also featured one painter. She's new in Norway, and you know what? Because of the photo exhibition, actually, she was able to enter an art school. The exhibition gave her the chance to show her work and was able to accepted in the school.
They say that every landscape has a soul. Which place have you photographed that spoke to you? And what did whisper to your lens? Ano yung pinaka-paborito mo na shoot mo dyan sa in your
Norway.
career? Saan? Ano yung pinaka-paborito mo?
Career.
Norway.
My whole career, oh my. I think all the photographs that I like are not really the big photographs that people see, or the photographs that I maybe give a little sense of proud moment for me. But I think since I'm a mother of 4 kids, I think every time I captured moments of my kids, I think for me those are the most important pictures that I've taken in my life, because those are my kids, and every time you look back when they were still small and until now, you see the difference and you realize they've grown so fast. So,
correct, yeah.
Every
day they grow.
Yeah. So parang for
every day.
me, the other photographs that I can say na that made a name for myself as maybe a portrait photographer or a wedding photographer or just a photographer. But I think those pictures of my kids are very special to me because it's very personal, and yeah, it's priceless, diba? It's priceless.
So yung mga kids, Sa pinaka-paborito mong lugar naman, saan yung pinaka-paborito mong nag-shoot ka? Specific
Pinaka-paborito,
area.
oh,
Ah,
very recent. I think I can say pinaka-gusto ko talaga when I went to Lofoten. Lofoten is it's one of the big islands in the northern
Norway.
part of Norway, the Arctic Circle. Kasi I kahit sinong photographer siguro tanungin mo na very familiar with the Northern Lights, no? If you
Uh-huh.
say na, oh, you want to see the Northern Lights, it's so amazing. Like you can,
When
if
is
you
when
can
is the
see it with
best
your
time na makita yon? Anong month
uh
yung talagang makikita
September,
siya?
September to for mga early weeks of April. That's the best time
Oh.
because dark yan eh. We have longer evenings or night.
Sige nga, tingnan niya
Ever since,
natin. Baka makapag-ipon ng pamasahe. Baka sakaling makakita ng Northern
yeah,
Lights. Kasi I haven't seen Aurora Borealis yet. Gusto ko talaga makita niyan. You live a life of many chapters, from raising 4 children as a mom to finding a new love and a new home in Norway. Looking back, what was the hardest goodbye and the most surprising beginning?
I think that's very easy to answer. But uh, when you know, boyfriend or now husband proposed to me, of course we started planning. When will I move to Norway? I need to move first, you know, with him before I get my children. No,
Children. Mm-hmm.
so yun, it's non-negotiable. Kasi, of course, you know, of course, as a solo parent, I'm kind of scared at first, no? Na
Mm-hmm.
iwanan ko yung mga anak ko, you know, with the care of my families in the Philippines. But I realized, you know, um, yeah, maybe it's a good decision to come here and then make sure that I'll be able to get the kids, no? So
Mm-hmm.
when I moved here and we started planning get the kids, actually took us 1.5 year, no? So
Matagal din pala, no?
very yes, it's very challenging because you know it's a lot of money and at the same time a
Mm-hmm.
lot of wait. Kasi yung waiting time talaga it's you cannot s- say kahit sabihin ng for the family reunification, no, let's say sabihin nun you can wait up to 6 months. It can also
Mm-hmm.
last to 8 months, 1 year, it depends, no? Pero nung nag-apply kami, we were able to get the answer in 6 months. So, some people get their answer at least maybe 3 months, 2 months, ganyan. They're lucky, you know. So, kami, was within the waiting time period pa rin naman, 6 months.
Nandiyan na sila ngayon, di ba? Nag-aaral sila, right? And
Yeah,
change of place, adjusting to the weather, to the people around, and you said it's better for them. Kasi unang-una, magkakasama kayo ng mga anak
yeah,
mo. Kailangan nila ng
yes.
guidance ng mother or ng parent. And how's their relationship with your husband, with their stepdad?
I'm so lucky again because I
Mhm.
never had any problems with that because my husband loves the kids like his own. They're
Mhm.
actually closer than me now with the kids. Lahat sila makapapa. They call him papa, no? So,
That's nice.
wala akong
How old
naging
are they
problema. Of
again,
course,
Grace? How old are they?
well, then when they move here,
Uh-huh.
they're only 10, 12,
10?
14, and 14 and 15. No,
Mhm.
almost 16. Yeah. So now my eldest is 19, the youngest is 12.
Wow.
So the 13 na.
Ni sila, no? And I'm sure they're happy kasi una-una, kasama ka nila. Pangalawa, yung stepdad nila is so good to them. And they have a better opportunity, I think, dyan sa Norway. Pero important is your presence eh. You
Yeah.
nandyan ka sa tabi nila, nakikita mo sila. Kasi kung malayo naman sila sa'yo, I think you're gonna be anxious to live there because you have to spend money to go back to the Philippines and see them or visit them. So I'm so glad that everything came out perfect. And you said, lucky. Parang tatlong lucky na yung narinig ko. Sa
I
shoot, sa career, and with the stepdad. I'm so happy that you're so blessed with those three factors pa lang to. Marami pa sigurado ako marinig na the word lalaki na sabihin mo as we go along. No, Grace, and I also investigated based on my research that you have a portrait studio. Where's this located and how was it? When you started it, I'm sure ang dami na mo na naging kliyente. So, how's the studio?
um well, I don't really have like a physical studio as a studio. Well, I do have a portable studio because here in the house I can turn it into a studio because I have studio equipment. But the intent of the Emmelot Grace Photography,
Mhm.
which is the name of my photography, is actually a destination photographer. Kasi yun talaga yung isa sa mga inaspire ko eh. So ako, I intend to be a traveling photographer. I don't think I
Traveling
can,
photographer.
yeah, I don't think I can stay in one place. You know,
Mhm.
it's nice to have a base, pero I considered myself as like a photographer Norway, based in Norway and beyond. So I can go anywhere and shoot and bring my camera or my studio equipment. That's one of the niche na I offer with my photography, no? Kasi especially here in Norway, photography is so expensive, and most of the time you travel home to a studio in the center. Very few places na merong physical studio. What I
Mhm.
offer actually is I bring my studio to you. I learned
Portable,
that
right? It's portable
yeah,
studio.
thought of that because during winter, no, I realized it's hard to get
Transport.
clients to come to
Travel.
you. Yeah, so
Mhm.
what I did, I tried to design this portable studio na I'm the one traveling to them and I can set it up
Mhm.
and take their photographs. So yeah, and you know what? Because of my photography, for the first 2 years of my photography, I think again I'm so lucky to be able to see different places in Norway just by doing my photography. So, yun yung
Yes.
benefit talaga of being a traveling photographer. You are
Mhm.
able to experience the place, meet new people, enjoy like if you have enough time to explore the place.
I'm gonna be compelled to do the photography now kasi ang daming perks pala. So I think one day I'm going to reassess myself and I will call you for sure para sa oo nga. Grace, what kind of portraits do you dream of creating in the next 5 years or 10 years? And who are you still hoping to photograph one day?
In terms of portrait, I want to focus on a specific genre na unang naging interested din sa photography, yung documentary photography. I'm really interested in doing visual stories or visual narratives in a
Mhm.
documentary format, no?
That's
Kasi
nice.
mahirap siya eh. Parang siyang nasa borderline din kasi siya ng journalistic
Mhm.
uh,
Oh, yun
kind of
na. Papasok
photography.
na Grace dun yung inaral mo. At the same time, what you learn from Mr. Ricky Lee, ayun na, papasok na. It will blend into one na. 'Di ba? Your photography, your talent,
Yeah,
at the same time, yung writing mo. I believe one day it will happen, which is you have a vision, you have a goal, yung documentary thing. You just have to put a little time. And I think kayang-kaya mo 'yan kasi ang ganda talaga ng mga ginagawa mo. I am a fan. I don't know if you remember, there
okay.
was one time I sent you a message that sabi ko, how did you get all of these photos? And I am so impressed how you shoot them. No?
Yeah.
Grace, do you have plans of going back to the Philippines, not as a photographer or as a mentor, para ma-share mo naman yung talents and skills mo sa mga ibang Filipinos? Meron ba silang chance na
I think ang bigat nung responsibility to be a mentor, no? But then
Mm,
ako, I think going back to the Philippines, as of now, wala pang plano kasi masyadong busy ang mga bata sa school, maraming
ah,
kasi I also have other works here in Norway. So, wala pa siya sa plano. But then, maybe, of course, in the future, no? Right now, in terms of mentorship, hindi ko kasi, but then, there are a few people who approach me and ask for advice, ask for mentorship, ganyan. What I do is every time someone approach me by message or talking to me, asking for guidance, I just share my experience because I really don't know, no, if experiences or my experience as a photographer will apply to them. Ang importante talaga when it comes to creative is a supportive community, because if you feel like there are people around you who believes in you or try to listen to you or be a sounding board when you have a project, or if there are people who you can talk to just to ask, brainstorm, I think you don't need to be a mentor. You just need to be uh, supportive with other creatives or other artists. Be a supporting community na where we can collaborate. Maybe we can talk about projects. So, few people na we just discuss, like, for example, minsan magsasend sa akin ng mga pictures and asking, tama ba to? Or I don't say it's wrong. I just say what's the good points that I see, and maybe pag may question siya, I try to answer it the best as I can. If you'll ask me how I become a photographer, I think I become a photographer first because I want to. Second is because there is a supportive community in the Philippines where when I was trying to learn the craft, no? Dami kong nakilala, dami kong mga naging mentor din sa Pilipinas. So, you're just paying it forward. Every time na meron ako nami-meet, I'm so excited ako na creative. Kasi when you're abroad, you look for those people eh. You look for people na also thirsty and hungry of let's do something, 'di ba? Kasi ang hirap ng buhay abroad. It's not easy. So, siguro kung maybe you're praising me na parang, oh, you did a good job making yourself known and this and that. But of course, in between those successes, if I consider it success, it's very lonely when it comes to the creative journey, because sometimes you're alone trying to fill in the gaps. Usap, you just try your best and do it again. Pag wala ka talagang makausap, doon ko
yeah.
nakikita yung support system na you need to have.
Akala lang kasi ng mga tao, they only see the smiles and the laughters, but behind the scene, there are struggles
Yeah.
also. Like, you need to find the right moment, you need to find the right people to pursue this kind of career. And not only that, financial. How would you be able to survive or sustain your lifestyle, especially you're with the children? And at the same time, how are you able to do it? Yung gusto mo, yung passion mo, it has to sustain, the part of it to. Yeah, Grace, yung photography, sabi mo nga, talent mo. Is one of your parents, are they been into photography before? When they were younger?
Yeah. I think when we started talking about this conversation, I think I mentioned to you that my mom is actually visiting us now, and I'm working on to document. This is a very personal documentary for myself.
Nice.
Because I want to explore how my mom got into photography, because nung isa araw nagkukwentuhan kami, sabi niya sa akin, tinanong ko siya, how long have you been a photographer? Like, taking school photographs, like class pictures, ID pictures, and then she into events, yung nagpo-photograph siya ng mga weddings or ng birthdays. Malaki ako, I didn't realize na yung nanay ko pala, photographer siya.
He's a photographer. So it's in the DNA. It's genetic. It runs in the blood.
Sabi ni Mama, she only got into photography because tinanong siya ng isang friend niya, it's a couple na friend niya na into photography, na nagte-take class pictures sa school, kindergarten. Sabi niya, oh, you want to learn? And sabi ng nanay ko, yeah. Growing up, I didn't realize na, you know, when I became a photographer, actually nawala yan sa isip ko na alam ko lang may camera kami sa bahay. So it's very normal. Parang hindi siya craft, hindi siya talent or skill. Basta alam ko, yung mga ibang pamilya, meron din naman silang camera. So parang naisip ko, normal lang yun. But then I realized now the importance of my mom's influence to me as a photographer. Kasi she only had the opportunity to become a photographer because a chance came into her life and she grabbed it.
Even your mom, you have the same interest. So it's gonna be a good collab. Like mother-daughter. Sana yung daughter mo rin, kung mahilig din siyang mag-shoot, di ba? Like 3 generations of lenses, di ba? Di ba? Yan yung title natin, 3 generations of lenses. Grace, another lucky na naman to. If your children were listening to this interview 10, 20, or even 30 years from now, what would you want them to know? Not about your photos, not even about your career, but about the woman who loved them through every sunrise, every heartbreak, and every moment behind the camera.
Well, siguro I'd tell my kids, for 10 years, 20 years from now, I just want them to remember the love and the care of a mother to their children. Because I think, especially now, teenagers na sila, they don't really understand how I am as a mother. Sometimes you get upset and they really don't understand why you get upset about something. You just want them to realize that everything that a mother does to the children is for their best. Maybe enjoy life as well. Because, I think our generation is so different from this generation. Sometimes it's really hard to understand. Even if I feel like I understand it, and sometimes I'm still thinking, like, what is it in this generation?
Yeah, they have a different perceptions as to things, and they have their own interpretations that I could say. But we wish them all the best in the future. So Grace, what do we expect from you in the future, and any future projects that we are going to see from you?
Of course, yung photography ko, I just continue it as is. A lot of personal projects that I'm working right now, mostly documentary. I've actually been trying to detox from social media a little to focus on the projects kasi it eats a lot of your time.
Panoorin mo to sa social media na to, tong interview natin. Panoorin mo to, please.
Yeah, if you send me the
This
link.
Is yeah. Grace, thank you very much for this opportunity.
I think you've been mentioning about landscape photography. I'm not really a landscape photographer. I am more of a portrait photographer. Pero ever since I moved to Norway, really got interested with landscape and astrophotography, night photography. So I think I will continue to do that because especially now, captured really nice travel or landscape photography, but also enjoy it, because I think
that's the most important thing. Yeah.
Ang dami na kasi ang daming landscape or travel photographers right now. Pero I think ang isang nakakalimutan nung mga mismong photographer na nagta-travel and nag-photograph ng landscape is to enjoy it. So ako, when I travel, one thing that people might be surprised with what I do is that I don't set up really strict itinerary when I travel. Like, for example,
Mhm.
I pinpoint like the first previous travels that I did in Tromsø and in Lofoten. It's a bit northern part sa Arctic Circle ng Norway. I just try to enjoy the moment that I'm traveling there. So just making sure that I have all the information I need, like make sure I know the weather, where to go, the place, like some basic. Pero wala akong strict na, oh, I need to go to this place in this day at this time. Walang ganon. I just try to enjoy the moment and of course immerse yourself with the local community, like talk to local people.
In your own opinion, ano yung pinaka-the best na camera para sa'yo?
Oh, well, ano ko magagalit yung asawa ko diyan. Hindi kasi yung asawa ko, iba kasi kami ng system. But mentioned, 'di ba, I was a Canon user and then I shifted into Fuji
Fujifilm.
because yung
Yeah.
Fuji gusto ko siya kasi I don't know, I like the color science of it and I really don't like editing so much. So I like the output that comes to my
Lahat.
camera most of the
Okay.
time. So if I do global adjustments, still do color grading sometimes. Ko siguro habang tumatagal, you don't really focus on the gears. You focus more on your compositions,
Mhm.
your plan, how to get the shots. Sometimes pag ano na pag yung tinatawag nila na pulso, 'di ba? As a in
Mm.
photographers, it can be learned eh. Yung pulso na tinatawag nila na 'pag nasanay ka na kasi na makikita mo yung angulo, yung composition sa mata mo when you click on your camera, less work na on the post-processing. So, it takes a
Oo
lot
nga.
of time to train your eyes and your mind to take interesting photos. And also, depende rin talaga kung ano yung interest mo. So, yeah, I love the Fuji. My husband used Sony cameras. I like it, but it's so expensive. Well, yun naman, all cameras are expensive, but I focus less on the gears as long as I have the right equipment.
Mhm.
I have my telephoto, my primes, my normally dalawa lang talagang gamit ko na lens, isang medium, my portrait lens because most of the time portrait I'm a portrait
Oo, sine-shoot mo.
photographer.
Mhm.
Example, so have an ultra wide lens yun na nagamit ko and of course my telephoto and that's it,
So
you
yun,
know.
mga viewers and listeners, listen to Grace. Ano yung mga lens na ginagamit niya, what she prefers to use, and what brand. It's up to you. I want you guys to check on her website. We're going to flash it on our screen, and please, it's a must visit the website so you could see her artwork. Please give us your last words before ending this interview, and I really want to say thank you to you.
What do I say? Well, when it comes to photography, I think what I mentioned to you, it's not too late if you're really interested into something, not just photography, it's like any. I'm also, even if I've been into photography for more than 2 decades, let's say 16, what, 16 years? No, more than a decade, I guess. I'm still learning. Never stop learning. Try to explore other genre or other innovation in your interest, no? So it's not just photography. And ang bilis magpalit ng ang bilis mag-evolve ng craft, no? So ngayon actually I'm trying to try analog, so pabalik ako. Tina-try ko rin yung analog photography. So ngayon I'm in the hunt of getting the
Ano?
right analog camera for me.
Yung
Film
ba
camera.
sinasabi mo analog? Yung ba yung film camera yun?
So actually medyo late na nga ako kasi ilang years na yung bumabalik siya ulit, no? People who are shooting digital are going back to the analog. And
Analog.
I'm very new to it, no? I tried it a few, months ago and I'm in the hunt of looking for the right analog camera right now, because when I tried it the first time, actually, one of the things that I'm learning, while using an analog camera is patience. Because that's one thing that you don't have using a digital camera. Sa digital camera, click ka lang ng click, di ba? Kasi you can see it as long as meron kang memory card, pictures. But when you use an analog camera, there's a limited
it's
shots.
different.
It's only
Mhm.
10 or 36 shots, right? Rolls of films. So you need to be careful, and at the same time, is it worth it to click that shutter? Diba? So it's teaching you patience, which most of the people right now doesn't have. So yeah, it's not
You're right.
it's not too late to learn something new, or even learning something old, I guess. Maybe for us, new, or being a photographer in this generation or digital age, we can learn something from the analog photographers, diba?
Yes, yes. Grace, again, good luck to you. God bless you and your children and your husband. What behind you is so beautiful. It's fresh from Norway. I'm glad with this conversation with you. It's an honor na ma-share mo. Thanks for sharing us your stories. And why did you? It's your passion and everything, right? That's why you did it. Congratulations for your success, and good luck to your future projects. Again, everyone, thank you for listening to Miss Grace Orbon-Emmelot from Norway. We'll see you next time. Again, this is Why Did You with Arnel Arrieta. Real story, real struggles, and real triumph. Thank you. Thank you, Grace. Salamat na marami. Okay. Thanks for tuning in to Why Did You? I hope today's story inspired you and reminded you of the heart and spirit behind every Filipino journey. This podcast is brought to you by RR Food Ventures Corporation, makers of Kuya Arnel's Cooked Sweet Pork Sausage, Kuya Arnel's Pork Chicharrones, Habit Crispy Fried Chicken Skins, and Habit Pork Cracklings. Technical support and music by Gabby Arrieta. Once again, this is Arnel Arrieta, and you just listened to Why Did You? Until next time!
Get your crunch on with Kuya Arnel's pork chicharrones. Crispy, airy, and exploding with flavor. This is the real deal snack you didn't know you needed. Grab yours on Amazon today.
Classic never tasted this good. Habit Pork Cracklings delivers that old school crunch with modern flavor. No fluff, just crispy, protein-packed perfection. Hit it up on Amazon and stock up now.